So, programmers, we had talked about how you could create pound-defined statements to set up constants, human readable words that correspond to values, or even something that looks like a function. So with these constants, I'm setting up Sunday is 0, Mondays 1, Tuesdays 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all the days of the week, and I'm giving them numbers to correspond to those days of the week. And if I want to just use the constants in my program, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, those correspond to 0, 1, and 2. And I can see that those values will be printed out to the screen. So this is a perfectly good way to do it, to set up these constants, these macros. But there is another way we can do it with enumerated constants. So we can, instead of setting up 7 different lines to create the alias between the human readable word and the number, you can create an enumeration. So there's a keyword, enum, and then here's just like a name for the set of values that you're setting up between the human readable names and the numbers. And so if I wanted to stick with the days of the week example, here are the different values that I want to set up numeric numbers to correspond with. And as a default, it's going to start setting up the value starting at the number 0, and then it'll add 1 each time. So Monday is going to be 1, Tuesday is going to be 2, and we don't even need to put that in. It'll do it on its own. So this single line of code does the same thing that the 7 lines of code over here do. So let's go back to 1 line of code, because that's always an advantage. And we can even create up a for loop that goes all the way from Sunday to Saturday. And that's the same thing as going from 0 all the way to, let's run this program, 0 all the way to Saturday, which is 6. And if we don't want to start our counting at 0, we can put in an initial value of 1, and now it'll count from 1 to 7, going from Sunday to Monday to Tuesday. So having these human readable words in your program is a way of making self-documenting code. People know what Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday are, instead of just seeing a bunch of numbers and trying to look at comments and documentation to figure out what those numbers correspond to in the real world. We can also use, so as a default, it's going to go consecutive values. It's going to be setting Monday to 2 and Tuesday to 3 for all of the values in your enumeration. But you can, instead, if you want to set some different values there, we could say, well, I'm enumerating the different sizes of t-shirts that we make at this company. And for a small t-shirt, we're going to give that the code of 10, medium has a code of 20, and large has 35. So you can set all of these values up yourself and run this. And then we can see, oh, okay, when I'm printing out the values, I can use the human readable words small, medium, and large, and it'll print the 10 and 20 and 35. What you cannot do is have 2 different values in here like that are the same. This is going to generate an error because we need some unique values in here for your enumeration constants. So when I run this, it's going to be, yep, no, you're redeclaring what small means. Small can only have 1 meaning. But you can have multiple enumerations so that have small inside of them. So we could have, like, that was shirt sizes. I could have pant sizes. And there could also be small, medium, and large in there. And they could have totally different numbers for each of those. And that won't generate an error when we run it. Let's see. Or will it?